What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to another week of WWE SmackDown. Here comes the Fiend in Ames, Iowa, and trying to still become friends with Scott Steiner? Maybe? We'll see. I want to be in a faction with Freakzilla. Who is backstage? A fat lot of nobody here. So, in the ring, on the card, is the Fiend here, yes, versus The Rock. Hey, Rock, that IC belt, coming for it. Anyhow, Goldberg versus Kane to start out our week here, and we have, the winner is Goldberg. HBK, Kevin Nash versus Evolution, and Evolution is a mystery. Now then, The Fiend versus The Great One. And so I welcome you to a Monday on the program. Very busy week upcoming. 2 brand new next-gen platforms launching in the Xbox Series X and the PS5. Videos on this channel. Boy, you better believe it. But we also have, speaking of games, tomorrow, the AEW Games announcement is happening at 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So before whatever on a Tuesday is going to happen. Oh, before dark is going to be airing there, I guess, on their YouTube channel or whatever. And I'm very curious as to what they announced and how they announced it. But the rumors are that it's going to be more than one game announced in this thing. And they're aiming for a best-in-class console game. Now, we know for wrestling console games, that bar's pretty low. It wouldn't be that hard to be a best-in-class for consoles, considering 2K20 and 2K Battlegrounds on the market. So, I guess we'll see on that bit of beardness. Rock, we'll see. But also, a GM mode type mobile game. A booking sim type mobile game is also on the cards for them. Supposedly, according to the rumors, we shall see. But I, obviously, someone who wants to have good wrestling games on this channel, is very curious to see what they announce on that thing tomorrow. So, gonna be watching that for sure tomorrow evening. Hopefully I'll be home for that. I'm not sure at what point we're gonna film Pixels yet this week, so I suppose we'll see. Die, Rocky, die. Also, no countouts. Awesome. I'll take it, but not false count anywhere. So, get back in the ring, Fiendy. Keep it in the ring. Whoa, Rock. Relax. Relax. I did it for The Rock. Quit standing there, man. Chill yourself. The Rock's like, nope, not having it. So, besides that happening tomorrow, and the Xbox Series X, that's going to take a long time to get used to, launching tomorrow. I'm not sure I'm going to have mine yet. I'm waiting on hearing from Walmart.com, where I ordered mine from, so that's might take a little bit. But it should be here before Thursday, as well as the PS5 before Thursday, so we'll see. I'm very hyped for that. So, besides that, all kinds of wrestling beardness happened over the weekend. Between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, etc. Wrestling stuff happened, and a lot of it is, indeed, worth talking about, Rock. It's worth talking about. So, number 1, Sasha Banks on SmackDown defended and retained, for the first time on the main roster, a successful Sasha Banks title retention, and that is, the curse is broken. The streak is over. It's finally happened, folks. Exciting. Love to see it, right? And I know some folks will say, well, usually Sasha wins on TV and loses on pay-per-view, so it's not quite the same thing. But look, she always lost her first title defense, and she won that. Therefore, the curse is broken, and you love to see it. And after the match, guess who came out to attack the boss? It was the redesigned Carmella out there, making her appearance on SmackDown. So I guess we're going to have Sasha and Mella for TLC in December, because obviously she's fighting Asuka at the next pay-per-view in like a week and a half here, right? But personally, I think that if you add up all of Sasha's title reigns she's had on the main roster so far, the average amount of time she's held a belt is like 20 days. So let her have it until Mania, is my opinion on that. But we'll see. We'll see. And also, if you're going into a Sasha and Mela feud, where does that leave Bayley for SmackDown? Who are the faces that could fight Bayley on SmackDown? I honestly don't know. So, we'll see on that whole bit of business. But Rock, you're going down to the Fiend. We also had more teams announced, or team members announced for Team SmackDown, and that would be King Corbin and Seth freaking Rollins and Ruby Riott on the ladies' side. So that to me says, okay, if you consider Jey Uso to be a heel, because he's doing the bidding of Roman, the only face on that team is going to be Kevin Owens so far. You have one spot left there with Corbin, Seth, Owens, and Jey. There's one spot remaining. Right now, he's the only face there. That's kind of weird. But hey, you know, it is what it is sometimes, and that does what it do. Nope. Sorry, Rock. He's fiending up. He's fiending up, Brock. That's funny. Fiendy here to hit ya. Fiendy here to hit ya. That's what he do. But Rock, I mean, as you would expect, putting in the Fight of Fiends career here in this non-title. We got the Hardcore Champ, and we got the IC Champ, and no belt on the line here for this whole thing. Tiger Suplex, rope break on the pinfall. It is what it is. But New Japan. Let's head over to the east, the far east here for New Japan. In one of the most shocking things of the year. So if you don't know, winning the G1 tournament, which is like an 18-day tournament in New Japan, grants you the right to challenge for the world title at Wrestle Kingdom in January, right? And so this year's winner, as was last year's winner, was Kota Ibushi, right? And when you win, you get a briefcase. And that briefcase has to be defended against anybody who beats you over the course of that 18-day tournament in the G1. Because almost nobody wins every single G1 match. That's just not going to happen, right? So the thing is, since they introduced this concept and this briefcase, nobody has ever lost that briefcase. They've always defended it all up until the show in January and went on to challenge the champion, Rikishi Driver. And that was always the case. And this time it wasn't. So Ibushi defended against Jay White, and Jay White frickin' won the briefcase. So Jay White is going to the Tokyo Dome to challenge for the belt against Naito. And I wanted to get around the Rock here. It didn't quite work. Didn't quite work, Rocky. Now, Naito has said, yeah, alright. Once again, we're doing 2 nights in the Dome. And yeah, Jay White now has the briefcase, and therefore he can challenge me on night 2, the 5th. But I still want Ibushi on the 4th. I still want that challenge. I still want that match with him. And man, every time those two fight, rest in peace to their necks, because it's a little bit rough. It really is, Rock. It really is. But the question is now, would you have Ibushi win on night 1 and then go on to demolish Jay White on night 2? That could happen. That's a reality. Personally, I think you should have the belts get separated here at some point, because it's still the world and the IC. Like, it is still a double gold defense. But, you know, Geto, what are you doing? And The Rock, who is mad about being busted open, is getting hit with a storm of violence. And Rock is not happy about losing. Wait! It's Steiner! He's here to save me! Ain't nothing finer. His freaks and his peaks. Do the math. Holler if you hear him. Scotty, getting it done. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Freakzilla and the Fiend. I'm hyped for that. I'm hyped for that. They are now united. These two men, a 2-man power trip. Gonna make an impact here on Monday Night Raw. What made you change your mind, Scotty? And that brings us to Minneapolis, Minnesota on Monday Night Raw. Oh, Eazy-E, what do you want? What is your business? I know what you're up to. Fiend, the hurt, the heel, I get it. And I don't have a problem with it at all. Let me know if I can help you in any way. You know, I'm back. All that good stuff. Eric Bischoff is here to back you up. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because historically, it could be a bad thing. I'm just putting that one out there. Okay, in the training room, we have Chris Jericho, who I beat for that hardcore title. Jerky Jr., the Demo God, says, Hey, jackass. Got something to say to you. I'm busy? Yeah, let's just snuff Jericho. Nope, sorry, Demo God, I'm also busy. What? Why don't you shut the hell up? Don't piss me off, son. Slap nuts. Alright, Junior? Just stand there and listen to me. Shut your mouth, punk. Who the hell do you think you are? Don't forget who I am. I am the king of the world, the first undisputed champion gets you beat The Rock and Stone Cold on the same night. I get it. And I am a very dangerous and unbalanced individual. I'm not a punk. I'm not CM Punk. And smack. Well, we lost some SP there. Look, what was I going to do? You got hit by Chris Jericho, SP -1. At least it wasn't a Judas effect. Meanwhile, tag team playa, why in the hell would you ever have Goldberg and Kevin Nash on the same side? That is just wrong. It's wrong, man. Anyhow, Trish and Victoria. We have Victoria winning, not the lady to mess with. Batista versus Stone Cold. And Austin. And yes, tag team action playa. Holla holla. And here comes Big Sexy. Anyhow, obviously, Saturday evening was Full Gear. A very long, as they usually are, AEW pay-per-view. And let's cover what important happened there. Kenny Omega beat Hangman Page and is now the #1 contender for that AEW World title. Perhaps at Revolution or perhaps earlier. That's not super clear just yet. But yes, Omega beat Page and that whole storyline, I guess, continues at a certain point, right? But more importantly, Darby Allin did it. He beat Cody, who is now Cody Rhodes, even though Cody said, I got my name back, but yeah, I'm not going to use it for wrestling and then immediately use it for wrestling. So why believe anything he says ever? Because come on now. So the first step to Cody challenging for that AEW World title is going to be losing that TNT title, which he did. And then here comes Team Taz to have that feud transition to Team Taz and not for Cody to get a rematch, I would think. But hey, we'll see. Also, in terms of new champions, the Young Bucks, who had the stipulation that they were never going to challenge again if they lost it. And guess what? They won it. And the story there was that FTR, for the first time, did a flip. And their whole thing is no flips, just fists. So they said, all right, we tried everything else. We stole every other tag team's moves. And we can't get it done. Let's do a flip. And that cost them the match. That's just good booking there. And yes, Bucks are your new champions. Now, the Elite Deletion match was right? And I feel like the magic sauce for those type of matches, when they had them on Impact, they had them on WWE, is Borash. But when Matt left WWE, Borash stayed. So not having that secret sauce means it's just not quite as good. It's not quite what it was. And that just sucks, I guess. But Matt Hardy came out on top. Oh no, the Fiend and Goldberg have a history here. Matt Hardy came out on top of that. So not a great night overall, I suppose, for the Inner Circle. Because also, MJF pulled the Eddie there in that finish and beat Jericho. So MJF is now officially in the Inner Circle, and so is Wardlow. So how's that going to play out? Very curious to see how that is booked. But very much a Megatron and Starscream type thing there between those two. I will definitely be very, very invested in that whole business happening between those and that faction and that whole thingamabob and whatever else. And Scotty, get in there. Old WCW beef happening between Scotty and Goldberg here. Love to see it. Old Berg. Tiger Suplex Berg. Now then, the main event did have your champion, Jon Moxley, retaining that title. So Eddie Kingston did say, I quit, after having the barbed wire wrapped around him in a chokehold. So, you know, rough stuff there all around. But hey, it was what it was. And yes, I watched the last 2 matches in the morning on Sunday, because man, those shows go a while. Like perhaps if they started at 7 and not 8, they wouldn't end like near midnight. But like, look, I get it. I definitely get that. Unlike the network, you're paying money for those shows. so they're going to give you your money's worth. I understand. At the same time, man, they go for a while. So, anyhow, that was Full Gear. Enjoyed it quite a bit, and it was a good time. And no, Goldberg, I'm not letting you tag out to Big Sexy. That's just not going to happen. I don't want the hair flip from Nash. 2, I must avenge my loss at the Saudi show to Goldberg here. I must avenge it. Twisting. Calling in Steiner. Ain't nothing finer. And how's that a rope break? How's that a rope break? Steiner, do your job. That's not your job. You're bad at your job. No! He tagged out. Well, all that work to beat up Goldberg goes to... Yeah. No, I don't want to get jackknifed. I don't think so. You can also get Driver. Alright, Kishi, I did it for the Fiend. Scotty, coming in. Ain't nothing finer. Catapult on a Nash. Get him into my corner. And then... And then... Wait, is the Steiner recliner here? Oh no! Steiner! Getting that jackknife powerbomb. And just Freakzilla gets obliterated there. Which is not... Like, look, I'm fresh. So, that's just not going to be how things go out here. Steiner. It's just not. And now the Steiner recliner. It's over. Big Sexy. Yeah, he's fresh. If I gotten it on Goldberg, it would have perhaps worked. But, you know, these things happen. It's Monday. Whatever. Goldberg's just looking mad about it. Like, Goldberg has not forgotten the taser. That's to be sure. To be sure. Mandible Claw. Mandible Claw. Call it, ref. There we go. Finally. This is what you get for making that match take forever. Vengeance for the Saudi show. Vengeance. And beaten up. Yep. And he's like, nope, referee, look, don't worry about it. Look, just stand there. Just stand there. Deal with it. And here we go. Earl Hebner's like, yeah, man, look, I'm too old for this. Come on now. Scotty. Him, I want to talk to you. If we're going to do this faction thing right, I think we need a manager. We should find somebody soon. Who would you pick? Ooh, I get to pick? Jazz or Victoria? Look, Victoria, as I've said a number of times, not the lady to mess with. Haha, I see. I'll go talk to her. And our SP is still in the middle, so I can't challenge The Rock just yet. But we're getting there. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time. And I'm out!